You're not just replaced, you're repositioned. Welcome back to AI Takeover, Jobs Lost, Jobs Born series. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the final video in the series. If you've been tracking the full arc, you already understand what's happening. AI isn't just replacing tasks, it's replacing identities, economies, and entire classes of people. But what most people don't realize is that being replaced is not the end. It's the shift. This video is called, You're Not Just Replaced, You're Repositioned, and we're going to walk through what that means. First, let's define what replaced actually means in today's world. It's not being fired. It's not being laid off. It's being made irrelevant by design. It's when your function no longer holds value in a system optimized for speed, cost reduction, and control. AI doesn't replace you emotionally. It replaces your functionality. The system sees that your output can be duplicated with fewer variables, fewer errors, and less friction, so it replaces the variable, you. That's the replacement. But here's the part no one talks about. After you're replaced in the system, you are automatically repositioned. Whether you realize it or not, the system doesn't delete people, it just reassigns them. If you're not producing value inside its machine, you're repositioned as a consumer, a dependent, or a managed liability. Let's break that down. If you don't generate profit, you're repositioned as data. If you don't add value, you're repositioned as behavior to be tracked or shaped. If you don't have leverage, you're repositioned as controlled population. If you don't resist, you're repositioned as predictable compliance. That's what repositioning looks like when you're passive. The system always has a role for you, but it will not be a position of power. It will be a position of dependency, distraction, or silence. Now let's get clear. You don't escape replacement. You decide what you're repositioned into. That's the difference between people who adapt and people who disappear. You either become useless to the old system and build a new function in a parallel economy, or you become another invisible, manageable, inactive file in a control grid. This is not theory. It's already happened across multiple industries. Journalists replaced by AI copy tools. Repositioned as freelance bloggers begging for clicks. Designers replaced by mid-journey prompts. Repositioned as brand influencers chasing virality. HR managers replaced by algorithmic hiring filters. Repositioned as gig economy consultants. Developers replaced by generative coding tools. Repositioned as tech reviewers or platform trainers. Every time an industry consolidates or automates, the people don't vanish. They shift. The only question is who controls the conditions of that shift. Let's talk about controlled repositioning versus conscious repositioning. Controlled repositioning is when the system pushes you into a new role based on what's most useful for it, not for you. That's when your job becomes content. Your insights become reactions. Your skills become entertainment. You're kept inside the system, but stripped of impact. Conscious repositioning is different. That's when you identify what the system no longer rewards and move your value somewhere the system can't interfere. That means you build leverage outside dependence. You switch from being the product to owning your own pipeline. You redirect attention, income, and purpose into spaces the machine can't touch. How? You isolate what was truly valuable in your previous role. Was it your pattern recognition? Your way of simplifying problems? Your ability to hold trust in high-stakes moments? That's not your job title. That's your real utility. You bring that forward. You reposition your skill into a system that isn't built on volume, but on trust. One-to-one models, private networks, niche services, non-platform dependent offers. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be essential to the right few. You stop chasing roles and start solving problems. People who try to get rehired in a system that's collapsing will lose. People who position themselves as necessary advisors, stabilizers, or educators in times of system failure, those people stay paid. You stop applying, you start architecting. Don't ask what job will let you back in. Ask what structure you can build that doesn't need approval to run. Let's be specific. Say you're a copywriter. You've been replaced by generative AI. But what was your actual utility? You knew how to make people feel something in a sentence. You understood timing. You translated emotion into action. That is not copy. That is communication with consequence. Now you reposition. You offer live message audits, launch war rooms, script coaching for founders, 90-minute consults for brand clarity. You don't sell words, you sell clarity. No machine offers that with human consequence. You just stopped calling yourself a copywriter. Say you're a therapist. AI can now do talk therapy at scale. You're not needed to run a script. But what's your utility? Holding high emotion spaces, detecting subconscious patterns, offering calibrated feedback. You reposition. You work with executives, creators, founders, people who still need what AI can't supply. Real-time, energetic insight. You switch from service provider to performance optimizer. Your offer changes, your title changes, your lane expands. Same goes for project managers, consultants, educators, even engineers. If you're flexible, you're valuable. If you're loyal to your label, you're obsolete. Repositioning isn't rebranding. It's recognizing that your job was a vehicle, not your value. The road changed, so build a new vehicle. Now let's talk about the internal shift. Repositioning requires that you stop seeking validation from the old system. If you still need titles, logos, applause, or platforms to prove you exist, you are still tethered to the machine. that machine is being restructured. Your value disappears with it. But if you can build your own proof, measurable outcomes, real connections, independent thinking, trusted clients, meaningful deliverables, you don't ask to be picked anymore. You pick yourself. And then others follow. This is what we call functional sovereignty. You are no longer useful to the machine, so you become useful on your own terms. That's repositioning. Here's the framework. Observe the collapse. Don't flinch. Isolate your real value. Not what you did, what you caused. Build a new container for that value, not a resume. A system. Distribute that value through direct access. No middleman. Scale trust, not reach. You don't need an audience. You need people who move when you speak. If you can do that, you don't fear being replaced. Because you've already moved. The people left behind will be playing catch-up in a system that no longer has a place for them. Let's close with this. Replacement is real, but it doesn't mean you disappear. It means your old function dies. What happens next is up to you. You can be repositioned by force or by strategy. The people who win this next era will not be the ones who held on to what they had. It will be the ones who repositioned fast, quietly, and accurately. You've seen what's coming. You understand the mechanics. You've walked through this entire series. Now the only question is, what will you build that cannot be replaced? This is your moment to stop playing the role you were given and start becoming the force they didn't see coming. This concludes the AI Takeover, Jobs Lost, Jobs Born series. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.